Hello there, everybody. This is Joshua Hayes at BigWayTrading.com and BigWayTrading.net coming to you with June 12th stock market wrap-up for you to use on June 15th. First off, I'm going to go ahead and start it off with the New York Stock Exchange, SP 500. Remember, everybody, I look at the market from a completely objective standpoint. I just go by what the charts tell me. These charts are very bullish right now as the NYSE is now not only above the 50, but it's above the 200-day moving average, and now the 50-day moving average is about to converge on the 200-day moving average. What matters here is once the 50 gets above the 200-day moving average, the prices hold. If prices hold on a support level, then rebounds to new highs, that's bullish, and that will probably be the time that we can start looking to get very heavy and for my perfect longs to start setting up, which we still haven't seen. And I got to admit, some people are like, well, the 2002 bottom, the 2003, you had to wait months before the taser came through. The rally happened in March, which was months after the October low, and then taser still didn't happen until July. Yeah, but before that, I had Sina, Sohu, NetEase, USNA, Garmin, ERES. I also had USNA, SSYS. I got to think of some others. I don't know, but I've listed some others. Those are the ones that stick out of my head right now. And they did fine. UNTD was another one. They weren't perfect patterns, but some were. Some were very good. Look at USNA and SSYS. That's darn near perfect. And we don't have that now. And I can't remember if it was Sohu or Sina that had the huge volume surge on an up day once it was above the 5,200. But that was a pretty obvious buy signal also right then. Chart patterns still don't look like that, so I'm still a little nervous. However, getting up close to this, I want to go ahead and show you what I see. Let me go to an arithmetic chart so I can now draw the trend lines right. The New York Stock Exchange is currently in a consolidation area right here. We'll wait to see how it breaks out of that. But I want you to remember is that the long-term uptrend line is still good. But as you can see, it's barely holding on. So whenever you connect the March lows to near the April lows to the May lows to the current lows in June, it's right there. So a breakout should be happening soon. You got the 50-day moving average well underneath for support. You've now got this consolidation area, the lows there that's strong, and the uptrend line. That should all work as support. So overall, I'm bullish on the NYSE, especially when the consolidation comes on extremely low volume. Look at how little the volume is. Guys, that's bullish, bottom line. Even if it isn't printing money, honestly, like Zimbabwe's bull market, F it, guys, what are we going to do? I'm not going to go long this because it's an inflation rally. I'm not going to go long this rally at all because I know it's not because of earnings and sales. You do that, you're going to miss out on a huge rally. In Zimbabwe, the stock market went up more than inflation. So if we're going to beat inflation, we're going to have to be investors, and we're going to have to go hard here. So whenever the perfect chart's set up, we can't be like, oh, well, the market's not right. Sorry. It's going to be as good as it's going to get as long as we have. Sorry to hear this, guys. Sorry for some of you going to hate me, but it's the honest to God truth. As long as Barack Obama and Tim Geithner are in charge, we are effed. You're not going to create $600 billion worth of new taxes and have people in a sane America. You're going to tax all the people that make over $250K. By the way, I'm not one of them all the time. I got to have a bull market like 2003-999 because I'm still poor because I wasn't born before 1970. Therefore, I didn't get to live through the 80s and 90s boom and heck have to suffer it with the rest of everybody right now. All our stupid kids think that this is the right choice. I was watching a skateboarding event in China today, and some idiot had Barack Obama's symbol on his helmet. I tell you what, parents, and some of you that are watching this, if you know anything about finance and economics, you better teach your kids now that lower taxes is the only way that they're ever going to have good jobs. You make higher taxes, you give rewards and incentives for countries to go move their jobs overseas, and you're going to F normal Americans. That's why you see so many people flipping out, so many people killing people, and like the abortion doctor, the guy that killed the soldier in Arkansas. There's going to be more and more of this crap, the suicides that have happened to people, the Bernie Madoffs. There's going to be more of this as long as you try to tax everybody out of America, Barack Obama, and as long as you try to put the $600 billion taxes, make everything's for free. Nothing's going to work. That's why government motors is going to fail. That's why Chrysler had to sell to Fiat. That's why this country is crap now. That's why I might even lose a relationship with my girlfriend because some people don't want to move off this country whenever I realize that the only way that we're going to be able to make it anymore is if you are willing to move. So I'm preparing myself to have to move off this country one day. Sadly, some people I know don't want to do that, so I don't know. I may have to have a China wife one day. Go to China and have a wife from China. I don't know. Because if American women aren't going to want to leave America when America's obviously dying, I'm going to have to just be suffer. I'm just going to have to suffer and be alone, I guess, with my stocks. I don't know what else to do. Because S&P 500, as you can see here, it's what we like to call possibly a diamond formation to start. It's where it goes from a small consolidation area to bigger, and then hopefully goes back to small again. Diamonds are usually bad, so hopefully this doesn't turn into a diamond. However, I don't like how it's expanding. Let's go back there. I don't like how it's expanding like that on an intraday basis, but however, on a closing basis, we could tighten it up and be like, well, this is a consolidation area here, and then right here. So we can actually tighten it up and then make it look like that. So the S&P 500, once again, look at the lower volume basing. Will it break out and rally? Yeah, and like I said, even if it's because of inflation, take it. Because the NASDAQ shows you what the bullishness is doing right now. The NASDAQ shows you that its 50-day moving average is not only above the 200-day moving average, but it's still not in a bullish move yet because the 200-day moving average hasn't turned upward. As you can see by the lines moving down here slowly, it's still in a downtrend. So we're going to need the 200-day moving average to turn up with the 50-day moving average above it, have prices pull back and hold support, then rally for me to get uber bullish. The good news is 4 new longs tonight. The 4 new longs are very speculative. Very. However, the chart patterns are beautiful. They're not perfect, but darn, all of them are very close. And then also, we got 3 cancel them longs we got to add to. They 3 clearly giving me add signals. However, I don't know if everybody can see what I see now. I hope they don't. So I hope that these stocks, I've checked a couple websites and I don't see them being talked about. So that's good. And there's one I don't see being talked about either. So actually, all 3 of my new ads aren't being talked about. 2 of our ads for Monday. This is going to be our 3rd attempt at it. We're already up 20% on 2 of them. 27 and 20%, and then we're also up 40% on another one, so it's looking good. If I get good fills, great. I'm going to be very long. 3 beautiful cancel them stocks. See how much time I have left, 7 minutes in, so I'm going to go and wrap this up. Not going to show you the commodities or the dollar. Well, let me show you the dollar, just to show you that it actually did bounce. Thank God. It's the neckline is holding here. That neckline I told you that it broke down and it was going to probably be very bad. Well, there is one good thing that can happen after a neckline breakdown, and that's to immediately reverse it in a very bullish way, and it did that, being up 1.5% almost, and then the very next day holding on, and then the next day being up 1.64% for a 3-day rally of almost 3%, erasing the gains, and in 4 days being up. Actually, I got to see the gains. Let me go back count how many days that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3. So 7 days. So in 7 days now, you can see it's up 0.4% with a very bullish tail off the neckline area. So, phew, the dollar didn't die. However, and that's also good because gold appears to be possibly topping here. However, I've told you, gold hits 800, gold hits 700. I'm buying a lot of it because what would you rather have, a gold bar or a piece of paper with the number 1 on it or a number 20 or a number 100 on it? It's crap, everyone. I'm sorry. I have no faith in the United States dollar no matter what anybody says, that they believe that it's going to go higher and that gold is just a metal. Sorry, gold and silver is real money. The dollar is not. The only thing the dollar is good for is to be long stocks whenever they're moving up, like this stock here, KONG, where I went long here and it's up for a big gain. Right there, I got the 85% gain and then it's basing out. Try to dip a little bit, but still max green bob. Very pretty chart. Must be a great growth stock. Well, it's okay, but the most important pack, Kongzhong Corporation. And if you think it's a Hong Kong company, let me go ahead and kill that doubt right there by showing you that it's a Chinese provider of multimedia messaging. Look at the earnings and sales growth. Look at the estimates. No mutual funds are in it yet, so they're just probably now starting to get interested. But obviously, if it's China, I love it. So, Kong, you're on my winner book. And then even look at a stock like Baidu off the 2009 lows. Guys, China. That's about all I can think about anymore. I can't think of anything else. I used to never be like that. I never thought I would be like this. Ever. Anyway, wrapping this up, let's go look at the IBD 100 on my paint document so I can do this. I want to show you that the IBD 100, while it had a bad week this week and had a very weak Friday, closing down over 1%, I believe that's 1.1, 1.2%, which is worse than the market, you can still see here it's overall
and a pretty good solid, I just want to try to make these lines a little bit even, consolidation period. So as long as it stays here, in between here, and then breaks out higher, I'll be happy. However, at the same time, let me make it closer and show you that it also could have possibly, though, just broken down to the downside, though, and that's bad on an intraday basis. However, on a closing basis, it's still in this, I guess, bullish pennant formation since it's an uptrend. Also, look at this. These support lines are still holding, and on a very short-term level, these support lines are holding. So this uptrend's good, this uptrend's good. This consolidation area so far is still good. However, I believe that we're going to have a lot of resistance around this area, and then, of course, around the 202 area. So these two areas will be big moments of truth lines if we continue to rally. Aloha.